My friends, as you may know, in the 10th year of the Trojan War, Prince Hector persuaded his brother Paris to meet Menelaus in the field of honor and by single combat to decide the fate of nations. But just as Menelaus had gained the upper hand and made ready to remove Paris's helm and head, Aphrodite swept the prince away back to the safety of the royal palace at Troy, where in time he was found by his brother, Hector, who burst into the royal bedroom, grabbed the prince, dragged him out of bed, and threw him against the wall, shouting, "What have you done?" The Greeks declare that by your flight our cause is forfeit, and yet you lie here in perfumed bed and neither seek return to honor's field or take up arms to lead those who would for your transgressions die. Damn your pretty face and whoremongering ways! If you cannot die like a man, then lead like a prince. Brother! Have some wine to calm your brow. 'Tis true I did not return to honor's field, but it is not for fear of death, but sadness at the leaving of my dear Helen. And who are mortal men to turn aside the gifts the gods bestow? I can no more help my pretty face than you your martial skill. And if the goddess should decide to save me, why then it must be for a greater fate, perhaps to lead our host to victory against these Greeks. Or perhaps my flight has so enraged them that they will bring down a greater doom upon us. Oh, how cruel the gods can be to do this to me! Prince, enough. Cease your womanly wailings. Stay here then and guard these waking women, and I will lead our host against these Greeks. They think to bring such sorrows to our homes and fields and tear our temples down. They soon will find that none may stand against a nation roused. We'll rally round our bannermen, and righteous rage will drive our foes to water's edge and cleanse our lands and free of the scourge of villain's foot. And ere the last light leaves their eyes, they will know we mean to take 10 times 10,000 ships across the sea. To those who wait on distant shore for plunder from our land, we'll find instead the sea bring forth a bloody harvest, not of gold and silk, but of death and ruin. At this, a cry arose. This from Astyanax, Hector's infant son, so affrighted by his father's fearsome talk and will of him. Hector turned to his child, moved his helm, and spoke. My son, fear not this awful visage born of war, but look beneath to see the father you once knew. Today, you must go forth and slay another's father, son, brother, husband. A fortnight hence, to cast aside the chains of war and don the cloak of peace, to put down spear and shield and pick up saw and axe and build a home and sit by hearth fires never more disturbed by battle's clamor. At these words, Astyanax cooed, and Hector then turned to his wife Andromache. This I must do, and when I leave, I shall not turn back, lest my resolve be proved by sight of wife and child. But this I swear on Priam's line, soon this bloody contest shall be at end, and we two never more will be parted. Hector donned his helm, he took his leave, making his way to the battlefield, and he did not look back. In the days and weeks to come, great things will be performed beneath the walls of Troy. But those are stories for another day. This one is done.